Do you ever wonder how much time you truly have left after turning 70? It's a powerful question, and an important one. At this stage in life, every year becomes more valuable. But here's something most people don't realize. Your body has already started whispering clues about your future. You just need to know what to listen for. In this video, we'll break down 7 science-backed signs that could reveal just how long you might live after 70. These aren't guesses or myths. They're patterns observed by researchers and doctors in people who live long, healthy lives. But more importantly, we're going to talk about what you can do about these signs. Because no matter where you are today, there's always something you can change to add not just more years, but better years to your life. Stick around until the end, because even the smallest sign might have the biggest impact. Let's begin. Sign number 1, your walking speed, the silent lifespan predictor. One of the clearest indicators of how long you might live is also one of the simplest to observe: your walking speed. Yes, how fast you walk in your 70s and beyond says a lot about your health, more than you might think. Studies from geriatric medicine have shown that walking speed is closely tied to cardiovascular health, muscle strength, balance, and even brain function. The faster and more steadily you walk, the more likely your body is functioning well in multiple areas. Think of your legs as the engine of your body. When they start to weaken or slow down, it usually means something else inside you is slowing down too. Let's take 2 men, Joe and Frank, both 75 years old. Joe walks every day, doesn't hesitate to climb stairs, and crosses the street with ease. His gait is smooth, strong, and confident. Frank, however, has begun to shuffle a bit. He walks more slowly, tires easily, and sometimes feels unsteady. These differences might seem small, but they're big indicators. A decline in walking speed has been linked to a higher risk of hospitalization, falls, cognitive decline, and even mortality. But here's the good news. Walking speed isn't set in stone. It can be improved. The more you move, the stronger your body gets. Walking daily, doing leg strengthening exercises, and staying active can help you maintain or even increase your pace. If you've noticed yourself slowing down lately, don't ignore it. Pay attention. Is it fatigue? Muscle weakness? Joint pain? Start with short walks. Increase your pace bit by bit, and add in activities like Tai Chi or water aerobics to support mobility and coordination. Bottom line, how fast you move through life today is a surprisingly accurate indicator of how long and how well you'll be moving tomorrow. Sign number 2, grip strength. The power in your hands predicts more than you think. Imagine this. Someone reaches out for a handshake, and you realize your grip feels weaker than it used to. It may not seem like a big deal, but it could be one of the strongest indicators of how long you'll live. Your grip strength isn't just about how strong your hands are. It's a reflection of your total body health, especially your muscle strength and nervous system function. In fact, research has consistently found that lower grip strength in older adults is strongly associated with increased risks of heart disease, mobility issues, and even premature death. Let's look at an example. Robert, a retired 78-year-old who keeps active by lifting light weights and gardening, still opens jars with ease and carries his groceries without assistance. Then there's Walter, the same age, who recently noticed he needs help with things he used to manage easily. Carrying laundry baskets, twisting bottle caps, or even holding a pan for too long. What Walter doesn't know is that his declining grip isn't just a sign of aging, it's a warning bell. Grip strength often begins to decline before other symptoms of frailty appear. It's like an early red flag your body sends out. It's connected to muscle mass, endurance, and even coordination between your brain and your body. A weakening grip might mean your muscles are shrinking faster than normal, or that your nervous system isn't communicating as efficiently. But here's the best part. This is something you can work on. You don't need a fancy gym or heavy weights. Start simple. Try squeezing a tennis ball or stress ball for a few minutes a day. Use hand grippers. Do basic forearm exercises. Even lifting light grocery bags with awareness can help build strength. Another tip, look at your diet. Make sure you're getting enough protein and staying hydrated. Your muscles need fuel to stay strong. And if you're noticing that you've become clumsier or that you're dropping things more often, don't ignore it. It's better to catch these signs early when change is still possible. So, what's in a handshake? Apparently, a lot. Your ability to hold on to something today, whether it's a bag, a tool, or someone's hand, might just predict how long you'll be able to hold on to life itself. If you're still watching and this is making sense to you, go ahead and comment number 2 down below. We'd love to know who's still with us. Now, let's move on to another surprising indicator that can help predict your longevity. Sign number 3, your ability to balance on one leg. What stability says about longevity? Try this simple test. Stand up, lift one foot off the floor, and try to balance on the other leg for 10 seconds. Did you wobble? Did you need to hold on to something? Or did you manage it with ease? As surprising as it may sound, your ability to balance, especially on one leg, is a powerful indicator of your overall health and even how long you might live, according to a widely cited 2022 study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine. People over 70 who cannot balance for at least 10 seconds on one leg had nearly double the risk of death over the next 7 years compared to those who could. Balance isn't just about posture. It's a complete system involving your brain, muscles, joints, vision, and nervous system. When any of these systems start to weaken or disconnect from one another, your ability to balance suffers. That's why a decline in balance is often an early sign of deeper physical or neurological issues. Let's compare 2 women, Carol and Nancy, both in their early 70s. Carol practices yoga a few times a week, goes for walks, and often does light strength training. She has no trouble standing on one leg or reaching for something on a high shelf. Nancy, however, avoids physical activity, rarely stretches, and finds herself needing to hold on to furniture to steady herself. When she tries the balance test, she tips over within seconds. The difference? Carol's activities have kept her muscles engaged and her brain-body connection sharp. Nancy's lack of activity is starting to show not just in her balance, but in her overall physical confidence and stability. Poor balance puts you at a significantly higher risk of falling, and falls in older adults can lead to broken hips, head trauma, or a long, painful recovery that some never fully bounce back from. More than 800,000 seniors are hospitalized each year in the US due to falls. But balance loss also points to something deeper. It often reflects early brain aging or neurodegenerative changes. So what can you do? The first step is awareness. If your balance is declining, don't ignore it. Start with basic exercises like standing on one leg near a wall or chair for support. Gradually increase how long you hold it. Practice heel to toe, walking across the room. Tai Chi and yoga are also excellent for improving coordination, focus, and stability. And don't underestimate the role of footwear. Supportive shoes can help prevent missteps. Vision, too, is important. Get your eyes checked regularly, because even subtle vision changes can throw off your balance. So try the test again today. Set a timer and aim for 10 seconds on each leg. If you wobble, it's not a failure, it's feedback. The key is consistency. A few minutes each day can improve your balance and, quite literally, keep you standing strong for the years to come. Now let's take a deeper look at the next major sign of long life after 70. Something we all do, but not always well. Sleep. Sign number 4, your sleep patterns. Resting right could add years to your life. We often think of sleep as a luxury, something we do when everything else is done. But once you cross into your 70s, sleep becomes far more than a routine. It becomes a reflection of your overall health, and in many ways, a prediction of how long you'll live. Sleep is when the body repairs itself. It's when the immune system gets stronger, the heart gets a break, and most importantly, when the brain clears out toxins. A process called glymphatic clearance happens almost entirely during deep sleep, and this process is linked to the prevention of cognitive diseases like Alzheimer's. In short, good sleep isn't just about feeling refreshed, it's about staying alive and mentally sharp. Let's look at 2 men, Henry and Bill, both in their mid-70s. Henry has a consistent bedtime. He avoids screens before bed, sleeps 7 hours most nights, and wakes up feeling rested and ready. Bill, on the other hand, struggles. He tosses and turns, wakes up multiple times, and even when he gets 7 or 8 hours, he feels tired during the day. Over time, these differences build up, Henry's consistent rest supports his immune system, heart, and brain. Bill's poor sleep raises his blood pressure, weakens his mental sharpness, and even increases his risk for depression and early mortality. Multiple studies have shown that people over 70 who have poor or inconsistent sleep are at higher risk for stroke, diabetes, and memory decline. On the flip side, those who sleep well are more likely to live longer, healthier lives. So, what can you do if your sleep isn't great? Start with a routine. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Avoid eating heavy meals within 2 hours of sleep. Cut down on caffeine after midday, and most importantly, put your phone, TV, or tablet away an hour before bed. The blue light from screens suppresses melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall asleep. Get outside during the day. Sunlight during morning or early afternoon hours helps reset your body's internal clock, called the circadian rhythm, which plays a huge role in when you get tired and how deeply you sleep. And don't ignore warning signs like loud snoring, waking up gasping, or being excessively tired during the day. These could point to sleep apnea, a serious but treatable condition that affects millions of older adults. Finally, make your bedroom a sleep sanctuary. Cool, dark, and quiet. Avoid using the bed for anything but rest, and if racing thoughts keep you awake, try writing them down in a journal before you go to bed. Sometimes your brain just needs permission to let go. Sleep is not a waste of time. It's one of the best investments you can make in your longevity. Now that we've covered how you rest, let's talk about another major sign of longevity that's often overlooked: your appetite and how you eat after 70. Sign number 5. Your appetite and eating habits. How you eat reflects how long you'll live. One of the most overlooked signs of aging well or aging poorly is appetite. Not just what you eat, but how much, how regularly, and how your interest in food changes over time. After 70, the body undergoes many shifts, and appetite is one of the most telling indicators of whether your health is stable, declining, or thriving. Let's consider 2 women, Margaret and Susan, both 74. Margaret maintains a healthy relationship with food. She cooks most of her meals, enjoys eating with friends or family, and has a balanced diet rich in vegetables, protein, and fiber. She's alert, energetic, and has maintained a steady weight for years. Susan, on the other hand, has noticed she's just not hungry like she used to be. She often skips meals, snacks on processed foods, and eats alone most of the time. Over the last year, she's unintentionally lost weight, but didn't think much of it. What she doesn't realize is that these changes are warning signs, not just of poor nutrition, but of something deeper. As we age, a declining appetite can be linked to numerous hidden health problems, digestive issues, depression, hormonal changes, and even the early stages of cognitive decline. When you're not eating enough, you're not getting the nutrients your body needs to repair muscle, protect bone density, fuel the brain, and maintain energy. Over time, this leads to weakness, frailty, poor immunity, and increased risk of falls or infections. And let's be clear, losing weight unintentionally in older adulthood is rarely a good thing. Studies have shown that unexplained weight loss in people over 70 can be an early indicator of serious illness, including cancer, gastrointestinal disorders, and neurodegenerative conditions. But here's the good news. With the right habits, this is something you can improve, sometimes even quickly. Start by tuning in to your body's hunger signals. Are you truly full, or just disinterested in eating alone? Create structure. Set times for meals and don't skip them. Make eating social whenever possible. Eating with others can naturally stimulate appetite and make meals more enjoyable. Focus on nutrient density rather than volume. In other words, if you eat less, make sure what you do eat is packed with vitamins, minerals, protein, and healthy fats. Add foods like eggs, nuts, avocado, yogurt, berries, and lean meats or beans to your daily routine. If you have trouble chewing or swallowing, seek softer alternatives. And if food has lost its taste, talk to your doctor. Changes in taste buds or medications might be to blame. Most importantly, listen to your body. If you've noticed your appetite has changed or you're eating far less than you used to, don't ignore it. your body could be trying to tell you that something is off. Because at the end of the day, food isn't just fuel, it's medicine. And how well you nourish yourself after 70 could very well shape how many more healthy, independent years you have ahead. Now, let's move into something equally powerful, but often invisible: how you respond to stress. Sign number 6, your ability to handle stress, the invisible factor that impacts longevity. Let's face it, life after 70 isn't always a peaceful stroll through retirement. You may be dealing with health scares, financial concerns, loss of loved ones, or major life transitions, and how you respond to that stress can be one of the most powerful and overlooked predictors of how long you'll live. It's not just about feeling better. Chronic stress, especially in older adults, is directly linked to physical changes in the body that accelerate aging. It raises blood pressure, weakens your immune system, and increases inflammation, one of the root causes of many age-related diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, and even dementia. Let's look at John and Richard, both 76. John has his share of challenges. His retirement savings didn't stretch as far as expected, and he's had a few health scares, but he's learned to manage stress. He goes for daily walks, practices deep breathing, talks openly with close friends, and doesn't let problems linger in his mind. He accepts what he can't control and focuses on what he can. Richard, on the other hand, also faces stress, but he holds on to it. He worries constantly, lies awake at night overthinking, and often feels angry or overwhelmed by small setbacks. Over time, his stress shows up in his body: fatigue, high blood pressure, digestive issues, and emotional exhaustion. This difference in mindset creates two very different paths, one of resilience and vitality, the other of slow physical breakdown. What most people don't realize is that your body interprets emotional stress as a physical threat. Even when the danger is just a missed bill or a disagreement, your brain activates the fight or flight response, releasing cortisol, adrenaline, and inflammatory chemicals into your bloodstream. When this happens occasionally, your body bounces back. But when it happens daily, that's when it starts to wear you down from the inside out. But stress management is a skill, and one that can be learned and improved, even in your 70s and beyond. Start small. Practice mindfulness or meditation for just 5 minutes a day. Try simple breathing exercises. Inhale deeply for 4 seconds, hold for 4, and exhale for 6. This alone can lower blood pressure and calm your nervous system. Journaling, light exercise, listening to music, laughter, even talking to a trusted friend are powerful tools to regulate your emotional state. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. There's no shame in speaking to a counselor, therapist, or support group. Sometimes, having a space to release your worries can be the most healing act of all. The bottom line: life will bring stress. It's unavoidable, but your reaction to it is a choice. Your ability to stay calm, shift perspective, and manage your emotional energy plays a major role in how strong and healthy you remain. Because stress doesn't just affect your mind, it rewires your biology. And by mastering it, you don't just feel better, you live longer. Now, let's explore our final and perhaps most heartwarming sign of longevity: the strength of your social connections. Sign number 7, your social connections, the longevity power of staying connected. When we think about aging well, we often focus on physical health, eating right, staying active, getting enough sleep. But one of the most powerful predictors of longevity, especially after 70, has nothing to do with your body. It's your relationships. Social connection isn't just a nice thing to have. It's essential to human survival. In fact, studies have shown that loneliness can be just as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It raises the risk of heart disease, stroke, depression, anxiety, cognitive decline, and early death. Let's meet Eleanor and Barbara, both 78. Eleanor has built a strong network of relationships. She calls her children regularly, participates in a book club, and enjoys coffee dates with neighbors. She looks forward to birthdays, holidays, and simply catching up on life. Her days are filled with laughter, meaningful conversation, and connection. Barbara, on the other hand, spends most days alone, Her spouse passed away years ago. She's lost touch with old friends, doesn't feel close to family, and rarely leaves the house. Though physically healthy, she feels emotionally isolated, and over time, that isolation starts to affect her mind and body. Loneliness creates a cycle. The less connected you feel, the less energy you have to reach out, and the more isolated you become. Over time, this affects brain function, increases inflammation, and leads to reduced life expectancy. But here's the good news. Meaningful connection doesn't require a crowd. You don't need to be surrounded by dozens of people. What matters most is quality, not quantity. Start with small steps. Call someone you haven't talked to in a while. Join a community group, a senior center, or a local interest club. Volunteer, attend a class, or even start a group around something you love. Gardening, reading, music, anything that brings people together. If you're homebound, use technology to stay connected. A regular video call or group chat can go a long way in reducing feelings of isolation. Write letters, send voice messages, and most importantly, don't be afraid to initiate. Others may be feeling the same loneliness and just waiting for someone to reach out. Even brief, meaningful interactions like a heartfelt conversation with a friend or a laugh shared with a neighbor release oxytocin, a hormone that reduces stress and improves emotional well-being. These moments build emotional resilience, lower blood pressure, and keep your mind active and alert. So ask yourself, do you feel genuinely connected to others? Do you have someone to talk to when you're struggling? If not, now is the time to change that. Human beings are wired for connection, and it's never too late to rekindle old friendships or start new ones. Because in the end, it's not just what we eat, how we move, or how we sleep that determines our longevity. It's who we journey with. Final thoughts. What these signs say about your life. Ahead, now that you know the 7 signs. Walking speed, grip strength, balance, sleep patterns, appetite, stress management, and social connections. Take a moment to reflect. Are you seeing some of these signs in your own life? More importantly, are there areas where you could make a small change today? Remember, these are not fixed outcomes. They are signals, and signals can guide action. Your future isn't written in stone. The choices you make today, how you walk, how you eat, how you sleep, how you connect, can absolutely reshape your future health and independence. You're never too old to improve your story. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment and share which sign surprised you most and what step you're going to take. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone you care about. Because wisdom shared is wisdom multiplied. Until next time, stay strong, stay connected, and live well.